Hey there, welcome to another Q&A with myself. I'm Clément and I'm your host. Today I'm going to be answering the following question. Why do bad things always happen to me? And this is a long one, so I'm going to try and go through each point as systematically and as thoroughly as possible. But we've all been there. We've all experienced this. Maybe we're there right now. Maybe we've got a friend or someone we know who's there right now and they need help. If you're suffering from any kind of physical or emotional abuse, then that obviously needs to stop. You need to remove yourself. That's not a good place to be. It's going to get worse. If you're unable to leave your current situation because of your living arrangement, because you have children with someone, because you're not financially independent, then you still need to find ways and solutions to leave, but it's just maybe not going to be as fast as someone who wasn't in that situation. If you're feeling suicidal or depressed, you might need to find a counselor or a therapist or some kind of professional help. I'm going to leave some links in this description and also in our bio. And if you want, you can reach out to us too. We're always available. You can talk to us. If you don't have any other options, we're always happy to help. But definitely look for some solutions because, this is not an acceptable situation to be in. Now, I'm going to give you some right now. What's really happening when you have this kind of a thought, this thought pattern? Because it's a pattern, right? It's not just a one-time thought. Why do bad things always happen to me? That's something that you cultivate over time. And it really happens because we start to look at ourselves as the victim. And I'm sorry if that is a triggering thing to say, but I'm not saying you're a bad person and I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying that the recurring theme that I've noticed in situations where people have this negative perpetual cycle of thought patterns and behaviors, it's really because we've become a victim ourselves and now we're aligning everything that bad that happens to our identity. So if we're worthless or we're not deserving or we're just poor people and everything happens to us, we're going to notice more of that and we're going to attribute it to the fact that, it's because I'm not worthy. That's why. But that's so disempowering. Think about it. Think about that for a moment. You're taking away all the creativity, because creativity lives in the positive moment. It lives in the positive energy. It's a higher frequency, I know, right? Okay, we're going through a lot of woo-woo stuff here, but it's actually genuine. Creativity and opportunity live on a higher frequency of the mental emotional spectrum, right? And the negativity and the toxicity and all these bad things that kind of happen are living on a lower frequency. So we need to shift ourselves from that lower to the higher. And the only way to do that is to stop perpetuating this victim mentality on ourselves, because it's not helping. It's not helping us. It's not helping other people. Yes, we can get support. Yes, we can get help from outside, and we should look for that. But it's not going to actually solve the challenge of why do things always keep happening to me, because they're always happening. Like, there's always the good and the bad in every moment. It's just what we focus on. It's just what we gravitate towards. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So if we can frame instead our reality around an identity that empowers us, i.e. we're not the victim, we are powerful, we are capable, we are a warrior, we are a leader, we are the beholder of our own destiny, right? Sounds great. Then you will start to see and experience more of the good stuff as opposed to why do all the bad things keep happening to me? It's quite a simple way to look at it, but it's not as easy as it sounds. It takes time, it takes patience, it takes compassion with yourself, and it takes effort to shift that mindset. Okay, and that's where this help from outside can come in. That's where the professional help specifically can really become helpful. So again, coming back to it, when you're in that mindset, nothing changes or it gets worse because it's just a perpetual cycle, right? You're just reinforcing it over and over and over again. So start now as opposed to later to try to push into motion this more positive, optimistic mindset. It takes self-awareness. It's not easy for most people to do, but you have to recognize that you're the only one who can control this ultimately. You're the only one who can determine what happens in your life and what you notice and what you focus on and what you attribute to being positive or negative, or, because it might not feel like it right now. The emotions are strong and powerful, and they're consuming and they overwhelm us. But you are in control. You just have to be a bit self-aware to be able to recognize when thought patterns like this are starting to take over. Okay, so one of the most powerful solutions to this is to assess what it is that you really want in life. What are your goals? What are your dreams? What are your ambitions? What do you want your life to look like? How do you want to design that? Have you ever thought about it? Have you ever written it down? If you haven't, it might be the time to start right now. And in order to do that, it takes some self-awareness. It takes some introspection. It takes some time to really think, okay, what do I want my partner to look like? What do I want my house to look like? What do I want my job, my career to look like? What do I want my relationship with my family to look like? Do I want to have children? What do I want those relationships to look like? How do I want to have the relationship with myself? What kind of a person do I want to be when I wake up in the morning? And do I want to lead a team? Do I want to write a book? There's so many different things that you can list down and put on this piece of paper. And essentially what you're doing is you're beginning a journey of what we would say is manifestation, or some kind of vision board, right? Planning your future, yourself around some observations that you've made, some desires and dreams that you want to articulate. In order to be in control of your destiny, you have to know what it is that you're looking for. You have to know what it is that you're fighting for, that you're trying to achieve. Look at your peer group. What's your peer group like? Are they pulling you down? Are they pulling you up? Do they have the same negative mindset as maybe you're experiencing right now? Are they ambitious? Are they driven? Do they have goals? Because your peer group is really influential on the identity that you have for yourself and also your experiences. So if you're in a peer group that is negative or disempowered, then the chances that you're gonna adopt those attributes is very high, because we become the 5 or so people that we spend the most time with, right? It's a cliche because it's true. So we have to find a way to look objectively at the friends and the family and the people that we spend the most time with and say, hey, are these people serving me? Do they align with where I want to be and who I want to be? If not, time to look for some new peers. If you can't socialize right now because of COVID or whatever, maybe try some online apps. Maybe go on Facebook groups. Look for places you can find like-minded individuals. And if you can't find anyone after all of that, look at the kind of information and the people that you follow, that you consume every day, because they can also serve as a kind of a peer group. I follow very inspirational people on, you probably realize that already by the way that I talk, right? I'm almost annoyingly positive, but definitely look, I'm very conscious about the content that I consume and the people that I follow, because I know that in my experience, when I follow people that are negative and they put out these toxic videos and content, complaining maybe about things, or just being crass, or jokes that are hurtful and not fun. I just don't need that in my life. What I want to do is I want to focus on the good stuff. I want to focus on empowering and helping people, and myself too. I want to focus on helping myself, most of all, first and foremost, because I know that without that, I'm no good to anyone else. So if you can't, and not even if you can't find a peer group, if you're just looking for a better reality, you can craft the kind of the information you consume around people who are incredibly positive and just the kind of people that would serve you. So go around, look for people to follow, and I'm sure you won't have a problem with that. There's so many online. So to conclude, I think most of what we find in this situation where you feel disempowered, you feel like the whole world is crashing down on you, it's really an identity problem. It's really a lack of clarity on what you want, because otherwise you wouldn't be always bumping into the wrong stuff all the time. It's really a challenge with trying not to victimize yourself. It maybe is to do with the peer group that you're in and improving that, or the information that you consume. So I hope that this answer really genuinely has helped to a certain degree. Again, I just want to say I'm not judging you and I'm not putting you in a group. This is a generalized answer to a very unique problem or challenge with each individual. And I can only give you the broad framework of how I see the solution. But until we would speak individually, I wouldn't be able to give you specific advice. So I hope it's really helped. I hope it motivates and inspires you to maybe move towards more of a positive outlook on life and to take back control. And if you have any comments, please leave them here. Please let me know what you think. And get in touch. If you want to talk, let me know. Get in touch and we'll have a chat. So I hope that you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope to see you on the next one. Take care.